I snuck on stage whilst Joel Corry and Tiesto performed live in front of 200,000 people. Every year, one of Europe's biggest house festivals takes place in Bucharest. So people come from all over the world to see some of the biggest DJs like Marshmello, Tiesto, Afrojack, Alan Walker and Timmy Trumpet. And since we are living in Bucharest, we just had to check it out. So we went on their website, bought 2 tickets, hit the mall in search of some cool outfits and made our way to the National Stadium where the festival took place. From the beginning, our plan was just to film a simple vlog and have some fun at the festival, exploring and interviewing some people. However, after a cascade of events, we found ourselves pulling off the impossible. So stay till the end if you don't want to miss out on what happened. It was the big day of SAGA Festival in Bucharest, so we start the day like we always start when we are recording.
I mean, we got ourselves prepared, we got the bags and everything, and then we went straight to the arena. Now, the arena is not too far from the office, it's around 20 minutes, I would say. Well, it was a bit confusing because there were so many different entrances and we didn't know which one we had to use. But after speaking to a couple of people, we eventually found out that it was through the park, and we decided to take some limes to get there quicker. But unfortunately, your boy was not the smartest on the limes. After a couple of excited moments, I was feeling myself. I was thinking I was the Don.
I was just riding and suddenly I hear behind me like BAM!
Eventually, I found myself flat on the floor.
And he even kissed the street with his face.
And this happened. You know, we wanted to get in and actually see what was going on. So, of course, we got past security. I got in perfectly fine, as always.
I got controlled like crazy.
And then we were inside. Now it was time to actually explore before the first few acts were going on.
We went into the Strongbow dark fruit forest, which was kind of a weird labyrinth, which in the end wasn't a labyrinth. Once you're locked, you can't skip somewhere. What is this? What are they doing? This is just so weird. What is this place, bro? Look at them just doing Insta stories in the swing. I'm too heavy.
There we go, bro.
I cut my hand on the disco ball.
Oh, snap, bro!
Bro,
What happened?
just cut myself on the disco ball.
What the hell? First my face. Look at this stuff.
Bro,
with the
let's
line next to your hand. And by this time, it was time to see the first act, who was House. They had a huge carousel, so we took a couple of rides up and down there. We managed to see the stage from a bird's eye view.
By then we already realized that security is a bit thin. Entering the VIP section was already so easy that we started to have some thoughts about some further plans.
And the next act played, and then the next act played, and it got more and more and more busy. It got darker and darker, people got drunker and drunker.
So then it was time for the first big act, which was Joel Corry.
And so from the stands, we could actually see backstage, just a small portion of it, and we could see the entrance to backstage. Now, the problem that SAGA Festival had was that the bodyguard guarding this backstage, guarding this sacred area, was not doing his job too properly. I mean, he was standing so far away from the entrance that it seemed like anybody could just slip their way in.
I just kind of had this idea of just trying to get also through. We have the camera. We had the camera bag. The only thing that was a bit weird was the Hawaiian shirt. So it was definitely off because the whole team was dressed black.
Then a flick switched. He immediately started walking. I started walking as well. He made his way to the left and veered towards the entrance, and I went straight into the crowd, hoping, just hoping, that he would somehow find himself somewhere that I can record him.
I just had the camera bag, the camera in one hand, my phone in the other, pretending I was on a call, and just passed the security guy.
2 minutes later, I get a call from David. He's like, bro, I'm inside. I was like, oh my goodness, this is really happening.
And then I was inside. I was backstage at SAGA Festival in Bucharest. I walked up to the stage and guys, my heart rate was just exploding.
So I made my way to the middle of the crowd and I had my phone out just waiting for that opportunity where I would be able to see a glimpse of him.
I was running around like a headless chicken. I didn't know where to stand, what to do, because of course I didn't want to get caught, but I just stood still behind the DJ's deck of the people mixing in behind. I was just standing with them and pretend I was on a phone call with someone. Afterwards, we were realizing that this was pretty stupid because normally people don't have phone calls back then because it was so loud.
I didn't know what he was doing backstage. I didn't know if he had gone caught. I made sure to have my phone on just in case he got kicked out so that I'll be able to come and rescue him.
But then it was prime time. I thought when I made it so far, why shouldn't I just try to go on stage? I just passed the people who were standing backstage and went on stage.
Somebody came up with a huge Hawaiian shirt, blue, snapback, and a small tiny camera on stage, and I was like, no, that's David!
And then I filmed Jel Corry while he did his set and we had so much fun performing. Bro, it was a blast. I was just standing up on stage for like 10 to 50 minutes filming him and no one realized.
It was so exhilarating.
I really have to say, I enjoyed that moment, but then it was time to go backstage again, otherwise it would be a bit obvious. I left the stage because so much police was just flooding backstage, my heart just stopped. But of course, they just wanted to secure the area because of Tiesto. I was hiding between some speakers down there, and I was just hoping that Forza was in crowd doing good and just caught all the footage of me just being on stage. And finally it was Tiesto's time. I knew I couldn't go back on stage, it was too much police. And when his first song started playing, suddenly a guy came up behind me and asked me for my accreditation band, which of course I didn't have. My only chance was to escape through the corridor between the crowd and the stage, where all security was lining up. So then I just started running through that corridor, filming the crowd, hoping to catch Forza. But then it was time to run all the way to the other side of the stage and escape into the crowd.
Randomly, I see this guy walking up to me in the crowd. He's like, yo, and it's David, and we're just chilling.
It was so funny when we met again, because in the end only me and Forza knew what was actually happening there, because the rest of the people didn't notice that I was on stage. There were loads of people from our university in crowd who didn't even saw me on stage, but of course they were watching there.
Just seeing your friend popping out, just randomly recording the whole crowd with his Hawaiian shirt, looking nothing like the rest of the people backstage. It was so funny.
It was crazy to stand on stage with one of the biggest DJs that this world has to offer and also being backstage at Tiesto's Performance. Actually, I can't believe that no one noticed, but of course it was because I behaved normally on stage. I wasn't doing some random stuff or trying to annoy the DJ. I was just filming, getting my footage, getting my Instagram stories and leaving stage.
Thank you so much, Saga, for allowing my friend to perform with Jel Corry and Tiesto.
Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed watching it and also subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on further content. See you guys next time, la revedere and ciao!